I seriously don't know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to content creating, in all honesty. But then again, WWE does not do the same thing either in their own perspective business, to say the least. Anyways, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode LimitsCenter on YouTube, Lucas E. Allen at 1018, and all audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. Obviously, your LimitsCenter podcast for your Saturday, April 4th of 2026. Oh man, this freaking company, WWE. Oh, we're going to discuss more briefly today, also obviously today, but also the Friday Night Smackdown, April 3rd, 2026 review. Because my God, people, this company makes me want to freaking bang my head through a brick wall. This company has lost the plot big time, especially during Friday Night Smackdown last night. We'll discuss it briefly today on LimitsCenter for your Saturday, April 4th of 2026. This company, man, there's someone else's company, right, ladies and gentlemen? Pat fucking McAfee is the mystery guy Randy Orton's been talking to on the phone. I'll be honest, I made a video about this, like a 21 minute video, or upload, beforehand. I am deleting it. I'm not even publishing it on YouTube, honestly. But this company, I literally did that just for practice mode, honestly. This company is going to get the wrath of me, especially during the Smackdown, mainly during the Smackdown review. But briefly today, too, to the point. Because this company has lost the fucking plot big time. They are as washed as Shaquille O'Neal was in the late stage of his career in the Boston Celtics. Washed as washed can be. This company fucking sucks. It sucks. It sucks, man, as a fan. It is what it is. But follow me on social media. Cities X Cyrus, maybe Lucas E. Allen 1018 from now on. But also say Zach Cyrus on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or Twitter, excuse me to say at least. As we get started, man, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button to today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell for our post notifications up on this very YouTube channel. And always feel free to leave a comment on my episode for your Saturday, April 4th of 2026. Watch on Spotify, do the same thing, give me a 5-star rating as well, to say at least, as well. Shall I get started this podcast, man? First, I'm going to get the Pat McAfee shit in a minute, but we're going to discuss Dogg first. Addresses his WWE departure, which, honestly, kind of miss him, honestly, there, WWE fans. It wasn't the problem, you can see about the show last night. We'll be discussing that. Some backstage news on when John Cena agreed to host WrestleMania 42. We'll be discussing that. And here it is. Idea for Pat McAfee's alliance with Randy Orton did not come from WWE Creative. And ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this story, you're going to want to make sure that you're cold, have just a bit raft go on TKO. Ari Emanuel's a fucking idiot. Let's just all be real. We're discussing that. Also, there's another return, this time about AEW Dynamite this week. We're also discussing a Dynamite review. Chris Jericho, believed to have signed a new AEW deal following his Dynamite return this past Wednesday night on Dynamite, to say the least. As always, thank you for watching. Lucas E. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas E. Allen Show. It's going to your LimitsCenter podcast for your Saturday, April 4th of 2026. It's on today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I'm probably going to record this right during, honestly, I'll publish this at least, during NXT Stand Deliver. So you're watching me kind of live, honestly. God bless you, honestly, to say at least. Now, let's just get started today's podcast. Dogg. Oh, I don't know if we missed him or not, but he wasn't the problem on Smackdown. Addresses WWE departure. Brian James, better known as Dogg, broke his silence on his exit from WWE in early March, saying the piece of his job was simply to become too much, and that spend more time with his family was the driving factor behind his decision to step away. James, who served as co-writer for Friday Night Smackdown before his departure, addressed the situation publicly. For the first time during a virtual signing by superstars, he kept his explanation simple and personal, rather than framing it as a creative or professional dispute. He says, unquote, "It was just moving for me too fast, for me. We talked about my brothers and their grandkids, and I didn't get to spend time with a whole lot of them with mine. So I'm going to do more of that now." James, who also asked about his appearance in WWE on Real series on Netflix, which featured him in a creative writing meeting and raised questions about whether the show goes too far in pulling back the curtain on the wrestling business. He has every right to say that, by the way. Every right. He's not wrong. He acknowledged the instinct to feel while also framing the series as a strategic tool for WWE rather than a traditional breaking of kayfabe, which I think he's wrong on that, though, honestly. He says, of course, an old-timer, I think we always feel that way. James said the idea behind it, in my opinion, is it's on a ramp or an exit ramp into the actual episodic television show. And I don't know if there is a metric that you can tell you whether that works or not. James was also asked about during the signing about the possibility of joining AEW, which I laughed my freaking ass off on. Following his WWE departure, no details on what he said in response to the question were included in available reporting, which I don't think he should not appear in AEW. Most definitely not, dude. Just because he's not this problem with Friday Night SmackDown means he was a great creative mind backstage. He just wasn't. But honestly, he's not the problem in SmackDown. You obviously tell it's much worse now, but well, him on it. Or doing the co-writing, to say at least. Oh my goodness, man. Like, Road Dogg, I can take him or leave him. I can definitely leave him back in professional wrestling. Back in, like, whatever era he was in the New Age was with Billy Gunn. Would be kind of funny to see if Billy Gunn and Road Dogg back on AEW television this time. Kind of funny, honestly. I'll probably laugh my ass off, but still, I don't think that's needed whatsoever in professional wrestling year 2026, if you ask me. Those are my thoughts on this for sure, if you ask me. On the backstage news when John Cena agreed to host WrestleMania 42. John Cena's role as the host of WrestleMania 42 was not part of WWE's original plans at the time of his retirement match last December. No shit, you don't mean to tell me that, honestly, really? I could have figured that one out, honestly, but nick of time. With the opportunity only coming together earlier this year, according to WrestleBall's Radio and Fightful Select. Gee, like I said, you don't say. Sources told Fightful that Cena was not informed of hosting plans until February, at which he agreed to take on the role. Now, obviously, to promote ticket sales, it's like what they did with Pat McAfee. But that's the thing there. It's going to release ticket sales and not. It's eye to behold. I think it won't be lick of a dime. I really don't, honestly. I mean, maybe some tickets might be sold, but honestly, there's not as much as WWE thinks it's going to be. It's like Pat McAfee, even worse than Pat McAfee. Like, my goodness, dude. Like, what's with this desperation of just throwing this Hail Mary for the sake of Hail Mary, dude? It ain't going to connect. Get over it. It ain't going to connect. Do I like the fact that Cena is a host of WrestleMania? I don't mind him in that role, honestly, post-retirement. I really don't. But this soon following his retirement match against Gunther at last year's Saturday Night's main event, or December 13th of 2025, I don't know if I like that. But still, man, it is what it is, to say at least. Those are my thoughts on this for sure, as well as you asked me. No, let's get right into the Pat McAfee bullshit world, honestly. Oh man, here we go. Idea for Pat McAfee's alliance with Randy Orton did not come from WWE Creative. Oh wow, you don't say there, say at least. Pat McAfee's surprise involvement with the Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes storyline for WrestleMania was reportedly not on the product of WWE's creative team, but rather a decision pushed from the corporate level of TKO. I was fuck TKO, honestly. With sources suggesting that the order may not come directly from TKO, or have come, directly from TKO CEO Ari Emanuel. Oh joy, the man is basically comparing to I never know this guy in the megastar type of world with obviously like the Hollywood stuff. Some big like potential like next megastar in Hollywood. Oh joy. That's basically called Pat McAfee and the Pat McAfee show. Oh my god, can we get this guy the fuck out anywhere to do with WWE Creative? Get him out! Get him out! But will they probably do it? Probably not. According to reports from both PW Insider Elite and BodySlam.net. Like I said, all ego play from Ari Emanuel and TKO. McAfee was revealed in Orton's mystery ally in the April 3rd episode of Friday Night Smackdown, a moment where that caught many within WWE by surprise. Given how heavily he was featured, according to PW Insider Elite, there is a growing belief within the company that the initiative came from TKO leadership rather than the writers responsible for the weekly television product. BodySlam.net went on to further with sources indicating that the call came directly from Anuel, and TKO brass rather than from Triple H or WWE Creative. Let me stop right there for a brief second. Now, I know this is probably screams Ari Emanuel, obviously. But don't give Triple H the pass, though. You can't give him the pass at all. Don't act like he's just some innocent soul in this at all. He's really not. Back to this report, obviously. So get my notes right back there. There we go. I can't get my fucking notes right. There we go. The reason behind the decision is believed to connect to WWE's broadcaster media strategy, specifically the company's agreement with ESPN. Obviously, McAfee has an ESPN show around WrestleMania 42, with the first hour of each night where WrestleMania is set to air on leading television platforms. McAfee's well-established presence in the mainstream sports media takes him a natural fit to help bridge the worlds of sports broadcasting and professional wrestling for a wider audience. I call, honestly, bullshit, honestly. BodySlam reports that Emanuel views McAfee as a star who will help elevate the Orton and Rhodes program. Let me stop right there for a brief second there, Mr. Emanuel. Let's just be real. We didn't need Jelly Roll. We didn't need especially Jelly Roll in this, and you're definitely not Pat McAfee. But what fucking plan do we need Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll involved with this stupid celebrity? God forbid we have a true caliber WrestleMania main event with two superstars like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, without including a fucking celebrity. What does that remind you of? Oh, that's right, last year, WrestleMania 41 with Cody Rhodes and John Cena with Travis fucking Scott involved. Oh, joy! Was every WrestleMania main event gonna have a celebrity involved? At least one of the 2 nights? God fucking help us all. God, when you Mac, they were doing just fine with any celebrity. Then we ensured Jelly Roll and went downhill from frickin' there. Now even worse with Pat McAfee. Program and get to the level it needs to be headed to WrestleMania. The level it needs to is already on the frickin' level. You're just decreasing the level at that rate, you dumbass. Oh, God. I can't with these stupid idiots in TKO. Oh, man. With TKO firmly believing that mainstream names drive additional eyes to the product and boost ticket sales, and I call mega bullshit on that one. What a fucking idiot is Ari Emanuel, honestly. What a terrible businessman. Oh, man, I mean, seriously, oh, God, I said something out of context there, right? All because he abandons a terrible businessman? Oh, yes, look at him. Look at him, making stupid decisions creatively. Fucking idiot. I don't like Triple H is a scapegoat in this series. He's just as guilty almost. He should be gone right then and there, honestly. Along with Ari Emanuel. Will they? Probably not. At least Triple H are probably gone, but I don't know about Ari Emanuel, though. BodySlam also noted that McAfee's recent public comments suggesting the wrestling business has passed him by were internally kayfabe, like HCG you don't say, and that his return to WWE has been anticipated internally for some time. McAfee added further fuel to the storyline after his Smackdown appearance by publicly promising to walk away from pro wrestling television internally if Orton fails to defeat Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. Gee, why don't we going forward for WrestleMania now? Or at the fans like you're not, be Cody Rhodes for me. So get the fuck off Pat McAfee television now. I like Pat, I really do. Like his podcast. Like his show. Love his sports talk. Love his football talks. He's a highly entertaining guy. But after this, I have to question this man, honestly. Even if he didn't want to do this. Like, if you have a big foul in there, Pat, you can easily say no. Why didn't you say no? Oh, that's right. Because they're working with ESPN. Oh, like every freaking ESPN executive will get you there know what hard on this bullshit. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. You can't say I'm wrong. You can't say I'm wrong at all. ESPN and TKO are ruining this company week by week, day by day, and year by year. And for hell, even WrestleMania after WrestleMania. What do you want to be a controversial to happen in WrestleMania 43? Or it's in Saudi or Vegas. Well, God knows where it's going to take place next year. Probably not be Saudi now. With the politics around that, but still. Oh my God. This is just what I can say at the top of my head. I might keep it down to check right there, honestly. But this decision, spoiler to me, makes Dibby watch as much as Shaquille O'Neal was in the Boston Celtics. In his last year or so. That's how freaking fucked up this decision is. How stupid this decision is. It makes no freaking sense. It might make negative sense at this rate. It really makes negative sense. Like 100% chance of why this shit should not be happening. Ruined such a great potential matchup, main event of WrestleMania. It was the first WrestleMania main event for Randy Orton since 2014. And now you fucking ruin it for this bullshit. You have two people to blame here. Ari Emanuel and Triple H. Those are the people you'll blame here. These two buffoons just need to get the fuck out of WWE. Or TKO, whatever, I don't care. TKO was actively ruining this whole company we once loved in WWE. It's now washed beyond wash can be. Like I said, Shaquille O'Neal version of the Boston Celtics. That's the comparison I'm giving this here. It really is. This company has lost the fucking plot. What they made in once good long-term booking. This company is just makes me want to bang my head through a brick wall. That's how bad this company really is right now. It's not. People might say it's worse than Vince McMahon. It's pretty well. I'm not even comparing to that. This is like WCW 2000s. That's how bad it is, people. Why aren't you going to understand that? Nothing as bad as Vince McMahon in 2019 and shit like that. Nothing as bad as that. But WCW 2000s, it's up there. At least minimum up there. This company is fucking. It's awful in 2026. What fucking happened, bro? For this company to fall off the face of the year like no tomorrow. Where they were talking to town just 2 freaking years ago. In professional wrestling. Now they're just freaking barely even trying to. I'm not saying their viewership is as bad as AEW. AEW's viewership is getting better, by the way. But lo and behold, their big events like, I don't know, WrestleMania will be outdue by All in Texas. All in Texas means All in general, honestly. We'll wait and see. This company is fucking falling off the earth. This company needs some freaking just a big fat reality check in the end. Not a paycheck, a reality check. This company is fucking ridiculous, if you ask me. Those are my brief thoughts on this. I have a lot more of this in the Smackdown review, may I tell you, people. That's my initial thoughts on this for sure, if you ask me. Don't worry, though. Pat McAfee wasn't the only one that made his return this week on wrestling television or other return on the AEW side. Finish off with LimitsCenter podcast here Saturday, April 4th, 2026. Chris Jericho. It's believed to have signed a new AEW deal following his Dynamite return this past week in April 1st edition of Dynamite. Now, before I get into that, though, I didn't like the return idea. I don't like Jericho returning to AEW. I think we're just past guys like Jericho in AEW. I think Jericho's long past his prime, obviously. But to me, honestly, this man should honestly retire or honestly go back to WWE. Like, the man just, to me, even said, he said like 3 words, like, AEW fans, I'm home. That's all he fucking said. The go, I'm home speech spiel, honestly. Like, I don't know if I like it. That just means a signal. Then again, he's got Judas back finally, so that's probably already a step in the right direction for his sake, honestly, but still. I don't like the return, honestly. I really didn't. Am I like a Jericho hater? No, I'm not. I still think he should be in WWE. I think this is the better place for him to finish off his career in, but that's just me. So let's just get back to his report, shall we? Chris Jericho believed to have signed a new AEW deal following his Dynamite return this past week in Dynamite for April 1st, 2026. The general belief among those backstage at AEW Dynamite on Wednesday night is that Chris Jericho has come to terms with AEW on a new deal. PWInsider.com has confirmed. Now, this remains to be seen if this is his final deal with any company in general. Remains to be seen. I just can't see him not having a final match in WWE. Then again, would he want to go to WWE, especially after the Pat McAfee shit last night? Probably not. Obviously, probably didn't know about it, but I'm just saying for Joe, he was still sick out of his weight there. But honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know what Jericho wants to do. But he wants to stay in AEW. It's fine for him, honestly. He can have a retirement match. Then again, Dynamite does better retirement matches compared to Triple H and Tony Khan. It's been 1,000% Tony Khan. Way better than anything Triple H can dream of. That's just me. But still, like, I don't see him having at least one more match in WWE. Whether it's a retirement match or one final run, I don't know. I don't know what the man wants. Wait for them to say at least. But I just didn't like the return on Dynamite. It was a nice shock to see him on the show to start the show, but then again, it was like Winnipeg and Tony Canada, something like that. Something like that where he's from, kind of Canada, I think. So I guess it's not as bad as say, at least for Christian. Got a big pop, obviously, as he probably would have gotten anyways in WWE, but still. But that's my thoughts on this for sure, if you ask me. Thank y'all for watching LimitsCenter on YouTube, Lucas C. Allen 1018, and all audio platforms of Lucas C. Allen Show, which are LimitsCenter podcast for your Saturday, April 4th of 2026. Hopefully, knock on wood, I have a few more podcasts I want to do today. And you hear a fucking honking horn outside my house. What else is new? Our apartment, you get the point. I wanted to get this podcast published, and I'm almost out of the honking horn, honestly. And go figure, honestly. Thank y'all for watching this podcast. I'm hoping to do one more podcast, say the sports content, to say at least. On this very YouTube channel, all Spotify, to say at least, like I just said. But until next time, and trust me, definitely be the next time, everybody. Peace, everybody. I'm out. Take care. Love y'all big time, to say at least.